Okay, there we go. Okay. So we're gonna start standing actually. So come on up. You can just stand in your little alleyway. We'll just do a few stretches to begin. So inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky. And then exhale as you dive into a forward fold. No there. Shaking your head no. Shaking your head yes. And just relaxing your shoulders, your neck, your head. And then start to rock your weight forward into the front of your feet, back into your heels, shifting your weight back and forth a few times. And then settle into the center. Take a deep bend to one leg. Rotating the opposite arm open to the sky, twisting your spine. Lower that down, switching sides, bending the other leg, rotating open, twisting your spine. Lower that down, let the head be heavy. Begin to roll the spine up to standing, one bone at a time. Inhaling those arms up at the top, grabbing one wrist, side, flex, pull and stretch up and over. Grow tall through center, grab your other wrist, pull and stretch up and over. Growing tall through center, lifting the heart, leaning up and back. Maybe soften your knees a little bit to let you go deeper into that stretch. And release. So I'm pretty sure I set up everybody's reformers, but just double check that you are on all springs but yellow, and everybody's foot bar is up on the high bar. And then we'll go ahead and lay on down, head in your headrest. Your headrest can be up or down, totally up to you. We're gonna do another stretch. Grab the pegs, pulling those elbows out wide to the side. Float your knees up to tabletop. Allow the legs to fall to the right. Keeping that left shoulder heavy, maybe looking over towards the left. Using your core as you come through center. Take it to the right, the left, looking to the right. And then just a few times back and forth, alternating sides. Using your core to pull you through center. On this next time that we take it back over to the right, we're going to pause. And then we're going to extend those legs out long and fold them towards your right shoulder. Bend those knees back in. Take it over to the left. Extend those legs long towards the left shoulder. Bend those knees in. Couple more over to the right. Straighten and fold yourself in half. Bending back in. Take it over to the left. Straighten and fold. And then come back to the center, planting your heels or arches on the foot bar. So we're gonna go into a few little pelvic tilts, just kind of having this aha moment of what my back feels like when I tuck versus when I'm not tucking. So pubic bone towards belly button, little tail tuck, feeling that you're imprinting the lower back into the mat. And then release the pelvis back down into the mat, finding that neutral spine. Pubic bone towards belly button, tail tuck, imprinting the lower back. And then releasing the pelvis back down to neutral. One more time, pubic bone towards belly button, tucking and imprinting the tail. Stay here for a moment. Feel what it feels like in those hip flexors, the front of your hip and thigh. It's shortened, right? There's a little bit of tension in the glutes and the hips in the lower back. Now release that back to your neutral spine and feel that there's absolutely no tension. So we want to maintain that no tension. We don't want to go into a tuck or a tilt. So take a deep breath in. On your exhale, those upper abs are gonna curl the head and chest forward, checking in with your bottom, making sure that you're not tucking, tilting, or imprinting your back. And then lowering that back down. Take a deep breath in, exhaling as those upper abs curl the head and chest forward. And lower with control. Arms are long by your sides as you lift and reach towards the foot bar, keeping the glutes relaxed. Melting the head back into the mat 2 more times, curling the head and chest forward. Lowering with control. 1 last time, curling forward, glutes relaxed, tail is heavy, and lower back to the mat. Let's float our legs up to tabletop. So you can tell it just totally changes the way how the pelvis feels. So we're still focusing on not imprinting, tucking, or engaging those glutes. Exhale 1 more time, curling the head and chest forward and lowering with control. So I've been doing this for 30 years, curling the head up. I still have to check in with my glutes, making sure they're not engaging. 1 more time, we're gonna stay lifted, curling forward. And we're gonna go into single leg stretch. So 1 leg reaches out long, and then switch, other leg reaches out long. Alternating, reach, switch, reach. Breathing in and breathing out. For 3, focusing between the thighs or on the belly. For 2, 1 last time each side. Bend those knees in, lower your head back down into the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you curl the head and chest forward. This time both legs straighten together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flex. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flex. For 3, try to stay soft through those hips as you extend those legs. 2, control it back in. 1 last time, reach it out. Flex, lower the head back down. For this next one, you have 2 options. The modified version would draw hands underneath the lower back to support the lower back. The next option would be hands behind the head, curling the head and chest up, lifting those legs straight up to the sky. Tail is heavy. Both legs lower down to your point of control. Lower abs, lift those legs back up. Inhaling as those legs lower. Exhaling as those legs lift. For 3, focusing between the thighs or on the belly. Keep your legs straight the whole time as you lower. Exhaling to lift. 1 more time. Down towards the foot bar, lifting up to the sky. Both hands grab your right leg. Maybe say lift it or lower the head. The left leg lowers down. You're going to do a little extra pull. Pull with the right leg towards you. Scissor those legs. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Shoulders relax down the back. Last set, each side. Bend the knees, lowering the head down. Last variation of this stomach series. Drawing your hands behind the head. Upper abs curl forward. Rotate the ribs towards the right. Extend the left leg out long. And then switch sides. Twist left, extend right leg. Alternate. Rotate. Exhale, rotate. Last 2. Last one each side. Draw center. Hug those knees in. And just breathe into that lower back. Relaxing into the mat. Letting the shoulders and neck be heavy. Drawing those heels onto the foot bar. Sliding those shoulders up into those shoulder pads. Flexing at the ankles, inhaling as you press all the way out, exhaling as you flex back in. So it's that same thing here. We don't want to tuck or imprint the spine, keeping that natural space in the lower back. Tail is heavy. Feel like you're constantly driving the foot bar away from you, especially as you come down into the mat. Last one, pressing all the way out, go halfway down, squat pulses, sinking down. Pressing all the way out, all the way back in. Turn into your Pilates V feet, heels together, toes and knees apart. Inhaling as you lengthen, exhale, resisting back down. Press and resist it down. Same thing here, we want to feel as though that we're constantly pushing that foot bar away. So we're resisting those springs as we come down into the bumper instead of crashing into the bumper. So we're constantly working their sides from the front side, the back side. And then halfway, squat pulses, sinking down. Nine, 10, press it all the way out, all the way back in. Take your heels out wide to the side, knees and toes to the corners of the room, pressing all the way out, all the way in. Same thing here, tails heavy, pressing through the back of the ribs and shoulders, heavy into the mat.
Doing well, how are you?
Last one, go halfway down, squat pulses, sinking down. 9, 10, pressing all the way out, all the way in. Toes in the middle, parallel your feet. We're gonna roll through our ankles. So go high heel shoes as you press all the way out. Drop your heels under the bar. Feel that lovely stretch in the calf and the Achilles. Keep your heels low as you drag your way back in. High heel shoes press you all the way out. Drop your heels under and drag your way in. High heel shoes as you press, low heels and drag in. Three more. Last one. Bending halfway down to the bumper. Hold your carriage steady here. Both heels lift and lower. Lift and lower. 9, 10, press all the way out. Wrap into your Pilates V feet. Heels together, toes apart. High heel shoes at the top. Flex your feet under the bar. Lift your heels high. Bend all the way back in. Press it out. Lower lift one time. Bending in. All the way out. Lower lift and bend. For this one, on your toes, you want to feel like you're pulling the foot bar towards you as you come down into the bumper. Last one. Halfway, pulses on the upstroke. 9, 10. Press it all the way out. Separate your heels. Go into running. Dropping one heel and the other. Massaging your feet, walking up and down the bar, getting those pressure points. And then come all the way back in. Carefully rock yourselves up to seated. And we're going to change to just a green spring. One green. So we're going to sit facing the barrel bathroom side of the room. We're going to sit mermaid style. So I'm short. I personally like to sit a little closer to the shoulder pad. One, because I have short arms. But I always feel like the further back towards the shoulder pads that I go, I just don't have as much like resistance of holding my hips down. So I personally like to be a little bit closer to the foot bar. Left leg's forward, right leg is behind you. Left hand goes on the foot bar slightly forward from your shoulder. Push that left arm out long and then side flex up and over towards the foot bar. Growing tall, coming all the way back in. Again, same side, pressing out, stretch and reach up and over. Keeping that right hip heavy and kind of vision your spine like a rainbow as you arc up and over. We're gonna do 3 more. The heavier you keep that right hip, the deeper stretch you will feel from your hip all the way down your side. One more time, press and reach, stretching up and over. Control as you bring it all the way back in. We're going to turn both of the hands onto the foot bar. So your right hip does pull away. Square your shoulders and ribs towards the foot bar and push the foot bar all the way away. So you're dropping your chest and shoulders down flat to the floor. You're going to bend your elbows out to the sides, bringing your head in towards the foot bar. Exhale, pressing those arms out long. Stay low and flat as you bend those elbows. Exhaling to press. For 3, pressing through the back of the ribs and shoulders. For 2, exhale, reach. One last time, hold those arms all the way out long. Start to rise up, lifting the heart, going into swan, closing the carriage, soften those elbows, and then dropping the chest back down into the springs. Rising up through the crown of the head, soften the elbows and shoulders as you come forward and press it away. For 3, rising all the way up and in, exhaling to press. 2, opening up that front side body. One last time, bringing it all the way back in and unravel back to center. Add a blue spring onto the carriage. Take your green spring off. Always add the blue first or you'll float away. So then you're going to grab the strap that's in front of you. We're going to grab the strap with the left hand. We're going to go into drawing your sword. So that left hand starts at the right hip. We're going to lead with the elbow and extend out to the side towards the corner of the room. One blue. Oh, yellow. And exhale, pulling out to the side, reach, and then control it all the way back down. For 3, feeling the back of the rib and shoulder connecting, reaching up towards the top of the wall and the ceiling, so it's angled a little higher than your shoulder. On this last one, I want you to stay over to the side. We're going to grab the shoulder pad with the right hand. We're going to start to lean the ribs over towards the right. Stretch that left arm up and overhead, breathing into the left side body. And then drop that arm in front of you. Draw your sword, reach it out to the side. Lean to the right with your ribs, stretching that left arm all the way over. Good job. One more time. Take it out to the side and lean to the right. Stretch and reach all the way up and over. So now you're just gonna hold that strap right in front of your breastbones. Your arm is bent, and you can take your left hand directly over the top of it, and you're mimicking the right arm with the left arm. So I call this the Superman pull. So kind of think of like Cam Newton when he would score a touchdown, where he'd like do that whole pull the shirt thing. So Superman pull is what we're calling this. Open those arms out to the sides to a T. Good. And then bring it all the way back in. Good. Pulling those arms out to the sides to a T and control back in. We've got 3. Reach. Sitting nice and tall in the spine. Pull for 2. Good job. One last time. Pulling out to the sides. Control it back in. Now you're going to hold the strap in your right hand. Elbows bent into your side. Exhale, overhead press. Reach straight up to the sky. Drop the elbow down. Reach straight up to the sky. Drop the elbow down. For 3, 2, 1 last time. Reaching up. Lower it down. Take that left hand by your side, right at the edge of the mat beside you. Your left arm's gonna soften as we go into this next move. So we're gonna do an overhead press, but we're gonna start to side flex up and over towards the left side of the room, and then rise all the way back up. We're gonna side flex, reach and stretch up and over, and control as you lift. For 3, staying square in the body, facing forward, don't look down. For 2, stacking shoulders, ribs, and hips, no twisting. 1 last time, lean it up and over, and rise all the way back up. So we're keeping this mermaid leg, but I want you guys to scoot back a little bit so that you have some mat space in front of you. So this one, we're gonna lift the hips with that same move that we just did. So this time we want that left arm to be stiff into the mat, okay? So we're gonna lift the hips up as we reach up and over with that arm. Rising up, beautiful. Lowering with control. We got 4 more. Lift the hips, stretch and reach up and over. And lower. Feeling those hips opening up forward in front of you. And stretch that side body. We've got 1 more. We're going to stay lifted on this one. Hold it here. Just that right arm. Bend it in. Exhale, press it towards the foot bar. 2 more. Bend it in. Exhale, press and reach. 1 more time. Bend, press and reach. And then release everything back down. Good job. Hang up your strap. Let's change to just a red spring. And this is where we're going to come to kneeling. So if you need your knee pad, put it against your shoulder pads. So we're on 1 single red, kneeling against the shoulder pads. And we're going to grab up onto the ropes of the straps. So the hard part with this whole series is that we're balancing more than we are when we're sitting, right? So you want to find what works for you with the knees, either feet together, feet apart, mostly just making sure the knees don't bother you. We're also checking in with those glutes. So we're going to pull those arms back by your sides. Stay tall, no glute activity. And then control as you release it forward. Arms draw down and pull back. And control as you release it forward. For 3. Reaching down and pull. Checking in with that butt, making sure it's not engaged as you pull back. Two more. Last one. Reach those arms back forward. So I realize everybody's ability to bend at their knee is different. So just do what you can in your body. If it's a small little hip hinge, that's okay. We're going to sink our hips down towards those heels. Arms stay forward. And now as we lift the spine back up, pull those arms in towards the sides of the body. Release those arms forward as those hips sit back. Squeeze those hips forward and pull back with those arms. Reach and control it back. release, and control it back. Two more. Last one. Rise all the way up and hold it here. So we're keeping those arms close into the sides. This time we're leaning back with a flat back, lifting back up over the knees. Release those arms forward. Pull the arms back. With a flat back, we lean. We lift and we release. My tremor always gets so bad with this series. It's awful. 2 more. One last time. Leaning back, lifting up, and releasing forward. Good. Let's hang up our straps. And then we're going to go back to that one green spring. And we're going to do that whole mermaid kneeling situation on the other side. So add your green, take off your red, and remember, like if you're short, sit a little closer towards the foot bar. Right leg's forward, left leg is behind you. Right hand's on the foot bar, slightly forward from the shoulder. Press that right arm straight and side flex up and over. And control as you rise back up. Exhale, press away, left hip is heavy. Breathing into that left side body. And rise back up. For 3. 2. 1 last time, pressing away, reaching up and over. Rise all the way back up. Turn both of the hands onto the foot bar. Square those shoulders towards the foot bar. Press all the way out long. We're going to stay low on this one. This is those overhead presses. Bend those elbows. Exhale, press. Bend from the back of the ribs and shoulders. Extend. For 3, 2, last one. Hold those arms all the way out long. Start to go into swan. Lifting the heart, soften the elbows, close the carriage, and then dive back down over your thighs. Lifting the heart, soften the elbows, lifting into the bumper, and press it away. For 3, 2, exhaling to press. 1 more time. Bring it all the way in. Good. Add that blue spring on. Take that green spring off. Grabbing that strap that's in front of you with your right hand. Shoulders in pocket, sitting nice and tall. Drawing your sword. Lead with the elbow, extend higher than the shoulder. And then control as you bring it back down. Exhale, pull and reach. And control as you release. Two more. One last time. Pull that arm out to the side. Left hand grabs the shoulder pad next to you. Start to lean from the ribs and shoulders, allowing that right arm to slowly stretch overhead. Draw back up tall, drawing your sword out to the side, leaning your body to the left, stretching that right arm up and over. Close it in front of you. Last one like this, leaning up and over, stretch and breathe up and over, and back to center. Still holding that strap with the right hand. This is that Superman pull. Elbows lead the way, extend out to a T, and then control as you bring it back in. For 5, pull and reach. Control, back in. For 4, exhale, extend. Resist as you bend. 2 more. Control it back in. Last one. Reach it out to the sides. Control it all the way back in. Hold the strap with your left hand. Elbows into the side. Overhead press. Reach straight up to the sky. Drop it back down. Exhale. Up and release. For 3, 2, and 1. Take that right hand by your side. Keep your hips low for this first one. We're side flexing to the right. Reach and stretch up and over and control as you release. 4 more. Softening that right arm as you reach up and over to the right. Exhale, lean and stretch for 3. Vision that your body is viced between 2 panes of glass, so don't twist, stay square. 1 more time. Exhale, lift and reach up and over. Control as you release. Make sure you're scooted back, that you're not going to run into the frame in front of you. So we're keeping these mermaid legs. This time that right arm is going to stay stiff. And we're going to do the same move, but we're going to lift those hips up and over. And then control as you lower back down. Exhale, hips lift and reach. Stretch through that side body. And lower. For 3, 2, 1. Last time. We're going to stay lifted and hold just the arm. Bend it in. Press and reach. Bend it in. Press and reach. 1 more time. Press and reach it overhead. And control as you release it back down. Good job. Hang up your straps. We are once again going to come to kneeling, but instead of being against the shoulder pads, we're going to be kneeling more towards the middle of your mat. You have a couple different options for where your hands are going to be, and you can kind of play with it what works for you. So first option would be just having your hands down on the front of the mat here. Second option would be up on the shoulder pads. I personally don't like this because you can see like how much higher my shoulders are from my spine, and so I just feel like it just doesn't leverage-wise make sense. And then the other option is drawing your hands down on your headrest. So in front of the shoulder pads, on the shoulder pads, or the headrest. So your hips and knees are stacked, okay? Make sure that your elbow crease is not pointing forward, because that's when you're hyperextending and you're just kind of dumping into your joints. So keep that elbow soft. You're going to grab the strap with your right hand. The higher up you grab, the heavier it's going to be, okay? So keeping that spine nice and long, finding stability in the center as that straight arm reaches down and back. And then control as you release it forward. Exhale to pull. And control as you release it forward. For 3, keeping that heart forward, that gaze forward. Stay lifted and strong out of this left arm and shoulder. On this last one, I want you to hold that arm all the way back by your side. Tricep kick. Bend at the elbow. Extend. Bend at the elbow. Extend. For 3, 2, last one. Reach it all the way out long and release it down. The hardest part with this next one is getting into position. We're taking this same strap and we're going to hook it up around your right foot. Right foot. So same thing here. You can choose where you like to have your hands. I personally prefer mine on my headrest, and I just kind of drive my forearms into those shoulder pads to stay nice and stable. So we don't want to focus on our foot. We want to focus on the hip of the right leg doing the work. So I'm going to pull that right knee in towards my chest, keeping that left shin heavy. I'm extending that right leg straight back, bending the right leg back in underneath you. Press and reach and control it back in. As we're going through this motion, check in with your body. Have I shifted my weight over into this left hip? Try to stay stable and square. We've got 2 more. Last one. Hold that leg out long. Balance into this right side as you lift your left arm for spinal balance. Keep that right leg lifted. Keep it strong. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath in. And exhale, lower the arm. Release the leg. And let's release that strap. Sit back into a child's pose and just breathe into those hips and relax those arms and shoulders for a moment. All right, we got another side. So, setting up. Again, whatever feels good to you. With the right hand, grabbing up. Higher is heavier, lower is lighter on the strap. Long spine, straight arm, sweeps down and back. Control as you release it forward. Exhale as you pull, and control as you release. Three more. Hearts forward, spines long. For 2. Hold it all the way back by your hip. Balance. Just the tricep. Bend and press. Bend and press. 3. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Press and rest. Take that strap and hook it around your left foot. Hardest part, right? All right, so keep those shoulders stacked, hips and knees are stacked. Feeling that left knee pull forward into your chest. Drive through the hip to extend the leg and bend. Extend and bend. Moving from the hip, the knee, reaching that energy out through the bottom of your foot. Checking in with your stability. Make sure that you're centered. Last 2. Hold that leg long on 1. Stabilize. Strong and steady as we take that right arm away. Balancing. Keep that leg lifted and strong. Control as you release. Good job. Whew. Nice. Okay. So we're going to flatten our foot bars. We're going to do 2 reds and a blue spring. And we're going to put our short boxes on. So we're going to do a little oblique series. So grab the strap that's at the end of your frame and put your left foot through the strap. So I personally, in my body, I like to hook my right foot underneath my left thigh. I do this on one side, I don't do it on the other, so I kind of like play with what feels good to me. So if this doesn't feel good in your body, by all means you don't have to do it, it's just a suggestion. What I think it does is help to stabilize your hip a little bit more. I'm sorry, buddy, but no, I know you're cute. I know. Okay, off, off. Thank you. So scoot your butt towards the foot bar a little bit more so you have all this mat space at your hip. And then you're gonna drop that right forearm down. Some of you may have to lift your headrest. Some of you may keep your headrest down. You just figure out what feels good in your body. But your right forearm's all the way down on your headrest. And then you're gonna stretch that left arm all the way up overhead. Breathing into that side body, feeling that stretching through the bottom of your foot towards the foot bar, and breathing and stretching with that arm up overhead. We're going to circle that left arm behind us, down towards the hip, and around. All the way, big circle. And then let's reverse that. One more. Let's take that left arm up to the sky. Lengthen out your spine from your head to your tail. Find those left obliques. As you float the right forearm, drop the right forearm to the headrest. Float an inch or two and release it back down. Exhale for 3. 2 more. Last one. Stretch that top arm up and over. Breathe into that side body. Top hand can go back up to the sky. Lengthen out your spine from head to tail. Try not to move your spine, but we're going to take this right arm out from underneath us, reach it towards the tower, drop it to the headrest. Right arm straightens out towards the tower, back to the headrest. For 3, 2, 1, lower. Turning both of your hands down towards the frame and rounding your spine down towards the headrest. Breathing here. Relax the shoulders, the neck, the head. And then carefully pressing yourselves up to seated, facing the other direction. Feel a little longer on one side.
A little bit of that goes a long way.
So hooking that bottom thigh if you want, that again, everybody's different. And then dropping down onto that left forearm. Stretch and reach that right arm up overhead. Feel that oppositional stretch from head to tail. Breathing into that side body. Then we're going to start to circle that right arm all the way around. Big circles. Let's reverse those. One more. And then stretch that right arm up to the sky. Stack your shoulders, ribs and hips. Float this bottom arm lower for 8. 3, 2, 1. Lower the forearm, stretch that arm up and overhead, breathing into your side body. Take that arm back up to the sky. Stack your shoulders, ribs and hips. Bottom arm reaches towards the tower, back to the headrest. 2, and lower. 3, release. 4, release. One more. Out, down, turning those ribs and shoulders and folding down towards your headrest, breathing here.
Is one side usually stronger than the other?
100%.
There.
Very, very apparent doing this stuff where those weaknesses are. Good. Carefully come forward, plant your feet, do a little figure 4 stretch, crossing ankle over your thigh, leaning those hips forward. Feel your heart lengthening forward. And let's switch sides. All right. Let's take our boxes off. And we'll change down to just a single red spring. Just a single red. So we're gonna do a little lunge stretches before we finish up with our feet and straps. So let's stay on the left side of our frame. So your left leg is forward, right leg finds the shoulder pad behind you. Square your shoulders, ribs and hips. And we're sinking back and down into that left leg, left hip, driving through that left heel to stand you back up. Sinking back and down and standing back up tall. Three more. Last one, sinking back and down, drawing up tall. Draw your hands down onto your foot bar. Draw your right toes on the top of your shoulder pad. We're gonna sink back into the hips, lunging back into that left leg, and you should feel a really lovely stretch in that right hip and thigh. You can lift out of that left hip and then sink back down into it. Lifting up out of that hip and sinking back down into it. 2 more times like that. Last one. Stay low here. Keep that right hand down. Rotate that left arm open to the sky. Lower that hand down. Close your carriage. Draw your right foot in front of the shoulder pad. Keep your legs both straight as you split stretch back. Breathing into the back of the thigh of that left leg, maybe flexing your foot away from the mat. Breathing into the front of the thigh on the right side. Control as you bring that all the way back in. Carefully step down, turn and face the reformer. Toes turn towards the shoulder pad on the right leg. Left foot slightly turned out. Right leg stays bent. As we side lunge to the right, sinking down into the hips, and then rising all the way back up. Side lunge, right leg's just along for the ride as you sink over, keeping that right leg bent. One more time, stay nice and tall and square as you take it over and all the way back in. Carefully step on down and we'll go around for the other side. Feel a little lopsided after that. Right legs forward, squaring shoulders, ribs and hips, sinking into those hips, lunging back and down and standing tall. Keep the weight in the heel of your right foot so you drive through the glute and the hamstring to step you forward. We got 3 more. 2. Last one. All the way back in. Draw your hands down on the foot bar. Left toes on the top of your shoulder pad. Sink into those hips, lunging back and down. Feeling that stretch through the left hip flexor. Release that right hip, bringing it back up. And sink it back down. Stretch. Rising up out of that right hip. Sink it back down. One more. Stay down low and hold. Left hand stays down. Right arm rotates open. Breathing here. Lower the hand down. Close the carriage. Left foot goes in front of the shoulder pad on the mat. Straighten front leg, straighten back leg as you split stretch back. Breathing into the thighs. Control as you bring that all the way back in. Turn to face the reformer. Drawing your left foot, toes turn towards the shoulder pad, right foot's turned out, squaring shoulders, ribs, and hips. As we side lunge to the left this time, sinking it over and rising back in. Take it over to the left. Think of the pelvis sinking down through those thighs and drawing back in. Nice and tall in the spine for 3. Control. Sinking over, pelvis sinking down for 2. One more time. Take it over to the side and all the way back in. Good. Add your red spring, so 2 reds total. Headrest can be up or down, totally up to you. And we will finish with our feet in straps. Pressing the frame away, hooking up one foot at a time. Legs to the sky, tail is heavy. Parallel or turned out. From the back of those sides, the legs lower to your point of control. And then fold up to the sky without moving the hips or the spine. Exhaling as you lower. Inhaling as you stretch. So we're going to lower down to our point of control. So as we fold back up, just like we have been, we're going to bend the right leg slightly and fold those legs towards us. So the left leg stays straight, the left leg bends slightly. Maintain resistance in the straps. And then both legs press back down to your point of control. Now the left leg bends slightly and we fold up and in and exhaling as we press. Alternate back and forth, keeping the hips nice and steady. Feeling that difference from one side to the other. One more each side. Lowering those legs down to your point of control. Glue those heels together for frog. Bending in. Exhaling from the hips to press. Bend. Exhaling to press. All the way out long. Turn that into your circle, stretching all the way around. One more in this direction, pausing at the top to reverse it. Watch out, buddy. One more. Legs fold to the sky. Grab close towards the hardware, pulling down on those straps, allowing those legs to fold towards you. Breathing into the backside body. Allowing those legs to open out to the sides and maybe rocking a bit from right to left. Good. And anything else your body may need. And we are all through. Thank you so much, guys. What'd you think, Bear?
Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, that was deceptively challenging.
Uh-huh.